Thinking ahead to my 2024 planner takes me quite a while. Today, I want to show you my process, so stay with me. Well, hi everyone, I'm Crystal from A Crystal Clear Life, where we focus on planning, organizing, and living a more simplified life. Now, if you're a paper planner and you're going through the process of looking at all of the new planners on the market and picking the one that's right for you, congratulations. I think you probably feel like you are overwhelmed with choices. But I think that with all the freedom that I have with the OneNote planner that I use, that I actually have more decisions to make than simply which planner to buy and purchase and make sure that it meets my needs. Today, I want to walk you through the process that I go through in thinking about setting up my planner for the following year. So, without further ado, let's jump right into that computer. Let's take a look at what I have been thinking about and some decisions that I have made already. All right, well, as you can see here on my screen, my 2024 planner ideas started way back in October when I started thinking about what I was doing for my planner, what I liked, what I didn't like, what I wanted to bring forward, what I wanted to get rid of, sections that I wanted to have, all of that. I'm going to walk you through each of those parts in today's video. So, let's go ahead and take a look. The first thing that I started doing is I wrote down a list of things that I want to migrate forward. That means things that occurred in my 2023 planner that I liked or that I used a lot that I wanted to bring forward into my 2024 planner. Some of those things do not need to be modified at all. They are simply lists that I've used or pages that I've used over and over and want to make sure that I have those handy. Those things include things like my perpetual birthday and anniversary calendar that currently is stored way back in my 2021 calendar. I want to move that forward because I'm probably going to close that 2021 notebook and put it away for now. My house cleaning schedule, my time block schedule that I've been using, I want to pull it forward and see if I need to tweak it at all. My when did I list, I like to use that one, and my brain dump triggers that I use every week as I'm going through and doing my planning for the week. My master garden list that I use every month when planning out my dashboard and the things that I need to do, and my master meal list. So those are just a few of the things that I decided that I wanted to bring forward. Now, you might ask me, Crystal, how do you figure out what you want and what you don't want? Well, what I usually do is I go back and I take a look at my various sections. I may have a few minutes time to spend and I'll just sit down and say, well, let me look at my year-long section and see what's in there. So if I click on my year-long section, you see I have lots and lots of pages in my year-long section. And what I normally do is I start and I go through. So for example, this is my yearly calendar, that I have used from the very beginning. So I don't need that yearly calendar to bring forward because I'm going to be replacing it with a 2024 version. But you do see here, like my perpetual birthday calendar and my master gardener list that I have here, I went through and I decided that those are pages that I would like to bring forward. So I added to the page title this little up caret. It's just a code for me so that when I look at my year-long list of pages, I know the ones that I want to bring forward. Okay, so I have here my inbox master list. That's something that I want to bring forward because I use that all of the time. I don't think it is on this list back here, so I'm going to go ahead and use it. My inbox master list. Now, one of the great things about doing a planner in OneNote is it doesn't have to be set in stone from the beginning. If you're buying a paper planner and there's pages missing or you want to add pages, it can be pretty cumbersome to do that. Uncoiling them, printing them off, hole punching them, all of that kind of thing. But, you know, in OneNote, all you have to do is create a new page and you can move that page to wherever you would like. So I don't feel as critical that this has to be 100% perfect before I get started, but I do like to put some thought into it, okay? So again, I will look through each of my sections, figure out the things that I want to bring forward, put a little character or a caret at the top, like here's my daily time blocks. I want to bring that forward as well, okay? Just so that I know. Then when I look back at each of those sections throughout the end of the year, I have a better idea of the things that I need to bring forward, which leads me to the next part, which is what sections would I like to create? The sections in the notebooks of OneNote are up here at the top, and you can see for 2023, I had a year-long section, a goals section, a project section, and then a monthly section, a section for each month. Now, I know when you look at these, you probably think, well, Crystal, these are out of order. Why are they out of order? Well, I purposefully put them out of order so that the most current things that I'm using are usually right here at the front. So for example, I can take the month of December, I can click on it, and I can drag it all the way down here to the beginning if I would like, okay? All right. So it doesn't matter to me that these sections are out of order. If I want to put them completely back in order before I close this notebook and put it away, that's how you do it. You just grab the section title and move it to wherever you would like, okay? So the sections that I think that I want for my 2024 notebook are a year-long section, goals, projects that I'm going to do in 2024. I'll like a section for each month, maybe a notes and research section, definitely page templates for things that I've created that I really like, and my GTD section, okay? GTD stands for Getting Things Done, which is a productivity method created by David Allen, and I have been a follower of his for a number of years, and I like to keep certain lists in my GTD section. Okay? All right. Now that I have an idea of what sections I want, I also would like to have an idea of what might go in each one of those sections. For example, you will see up here in my list for 2023, and I have a few more sections here, I do not have a page templates or notes and research section in this year. That's why I decided to add those to see if that's something that I would like to use in 2024. Okay? All right, so let's go ahead and look at how I'm going to lay out what might be in each one of these sections. Well, I took a cute little graphic of my little notebook outline that I have here, and I started laying those out with the various sections. So here I have my year-long section. What do I want to put in there? Well, I need my 2024 year-long calendar. I need my birthday and anniversary calendar. I want my time blocks in year-long. I want my master gardener list in year-long. I also want my meal list in year-long. So I can just keep adding things that I want to put in each section. For goals, I do use the Moxie Life Compass assessment to help me assess where I am at the various parts of my life. And I like to keep those in my goal section. Those compass outcomes help me determine what my goals are. And if you'd like to see what that compass looks like and how I set my goals from that compass, I have some videos on that from last year, and I will link those up above so that you can take a look at that. I also, in my goals, like to break them down into quarters like I did this year. Let me show you that real quick. So if I go to my goals section and I look at my quarterly goals, you can see here that I have my goals for the first quarter, January through March, and my goals for the second quarter. And down here at the bottom, my goals for the third quarter, and my goals for the fourth quarter, okay? And I keep track of how I was doing on those goals on these particular pages. I like the way that worked. I would like to carry that forward, and rather than having to recreate all of this work, I simply am going to go up here and add a caret to the beginning of that page, and that lets me know that that's a page that I want to copy over. I can then modify it for 2024, add my new goals, and that kind of thing. But the structure is already there, okay? I like that. Another thing that helps me with my goals is my end of the year review. And here I just have some prompts and some thoughts and some ideas about what I might want to ask myself as I go through looking at how my year went and how my goals went. Okay? All right. Here's another page that I know that I want to bring forward, and that's my monthly reflection page, which I'm working on creating, which I think is kind of cool. It's just really a reflection page. Actually, I found this on Pinterest, and I liked the prompts that it had on here. So the most important goal I achieved for this particular month or this particular quarter or this particular year, what inspired me or excited me, things that were the lowest points, things that I had difficulties with, new skills that I learned, some of my favorite things from the year or the month or the quarter. I'm happy to spend time with these particular people, things that I'm grateful for, lessons that I learned. So I kind of like some of those ideas. And I wanted to create more of a journaling and memories page for the end of each month. So I've been working on a page that looks something like this, okay? So it's kind of set up as a table. It has those same prompts up there for the reflections. So how am I feeling this month? What do I need right now? What inspired or excited me? The most important goal I achieved, challenges that I faced, lessons that I learned, I was happy to spend time with, new skills I learned, what I could say yes or no to going forward, and a highlight from the month, okay? So that's just something that I'm working on, and I want to move that forward, okay? All right, so let's go back to our planner page. And that's kind of what I had in mind for goals. Then I was toying around with, well, maybe should I put a home section in there to put maybe my cleaning list or my when did I list. I don't know if I want a home section or not. That's something that I can always start with these things in my year-long section. And then if I decide that I want to move to a home section, I can. For example, I know that there is a yearly maintenance list that I would like to add. I've been working on that as well. There'll be an upcoming video about my yearly maintenance list. So I don't have to set this home section up right away if I don't want to. I can always add that section and then move those items into that list, okay? All right, dropping down here, a notes and research section. What would I keep in there? Well, notes and things I'm researching. I think that might be a good place. Right now, I tend to leave them in the month that I have been doing that note-taking or researching, okay? A couple of other sections that I'm looking at is for each month, I need an inbox, I need my dashboard, I need my meal planning page, I want my habit trackers, I like to have weeks, I like to have dailies, and then I also store things that I'm doing. So let's say I have an event that I'm going to and I have information about that, and I have parking passes, and I have tickets, and I have reservations for hotels or whatever. I tend to store those in that month so that they're very easy for me to find, and then at the end of the month I will move them to travel or whatever other location they might need to be in for more long-term planning or storage. Okay? All right. Then my project section, I have a project master list that I really enjoy using, and I want to at least start with that in 2024 there, and then I will create new project lists for new projects that I take on. But I do know that I do have my last nephew's quilt that he is graduating in June. So I need to get on the ball and get Nick's quilt started. I have purchased everything. I just need to get in there and get working on it. I love to do that kind of thing in January and February when it's cold outside and I don't want to be out working in the yard. So that's a great time for me to quilt. So I am ready to go with that, but that would be one of the projects that's here. And of course, the dreaded basement clean out, which is not going well. I need someone to come and kick me in the behind and get me to get that done. Anyway, moving on. Let's see. I then started a list of new pages that I want to add in my 2024 planner. I love to use the one from Calendarpedia. I will leave a link up above as to how I download that into Word and how I copy it and paste it into OneNote, and it becomes my long-term planner. And then my monthly dashboard, I just copy the month out of the long-term planner and put it as part of my monthly dashboard, so that I have all of that information. I don't have to rewrite it. It's already in there and I can just copy and paste it from one place to another. Okay? All right. Another thing I'd like to add for this year is I have a vehicle maintenance log. I always forget about it when I get an oil change or I get a new tire or something, work needs to be done on the car. And so I really would like to move that maintenance log into my yearly planner so that it's there and I remember to refer to that. The other thing that I was thinking about, and I haven't decided if I'm going to do this or not, is maybe not add this vehicle maintenance log directly into here, but I might put a link to that. I'm kind of thinking about creating maybe some type of dashboard or index to other pages that I need and kind of put those all in one place. I'm not sure yet. I haven't worked that out yet. So I'm going to go up here next to the log and I'm going to put a question as to whether I want to move it or whether I want to simply link to it. Okay. Here again is that home maintenance yearly schedule that I was talking about. You know, when do you change your air filters? When do you turn the outside faucets off? When do you change the whole house water filter? When do you clean the gutters? When do you power wash the house and the porches? You know, all of those kinds of things I like to keep on a schedule, and I want to make sure that it is added to this particular planner this year. Okay. Also, home projects by room. That's a kind of a thing that I do maybe once or twice a year where I walk through the house and I take a look at the room and I think, okay, which windowsills need to be repainted? I've been in my house more than 20 years now, and there are always things that need to be fixed, repaired, repainted, moved around, you know, adjusted, all of that kind of stuff. So I like to keep that project list room by room, and I want to put it in here so that it is easier for me to find. Okay? Also easier for my husband to find if he's wondering what he needs to take care of. All right. I also talked in my last holiday card Excel to OneNote video. Again, I'll leave a link if you're interested. And I'm thinking about setting my health and habits up. Right now I do that on a monthly table where I just keep all of my health and habits, you know, my weight, my blood sugar, my stress level, my, you know, how many calories I burn, how many steps I take, you know, all that stuff. But I'm actually thinking about creating a spreadsheet that I can link to in my OneNote notebook so that when I go to modify those things, it goes directly into that Excel spreadsheet. Might be a little bit easier for me to reference. I haven't really worked out all the details of that, but that's an idea to think about. Okay. So those might be new pages to add to my planner. All right, and then links that I was thinking about adding. Well, of course, I always have on my pages a link to my Google Calendar, especially on my monthly dashboard page and my weekly pages, because when I'm out and about, my Google Calendar really is my go-to for events and scheduled things that I have. My OneNote planner that I use, I take those items from my Google Calendar, that hard landscape, as David Allen calls it. I put those in my planner, and then I figure out what else I need to do, and I put that in the planner around those things that I have to get done, and really can just fill in the blanks. So I like to have a link to my Google Calendar so that I can always check it and find out what appointments I have, what scheduled things I have that I need to do. Okay? Another link that I like to have is my book journal challenge. I did a challenge this year, the 365 days of reading, which basically means that you read a little bit every day. And I have been doing that and tracking my books on another yearly calendar. So I have a list of all of the books that I read, when I started them, when I stopped them, that kind of thing. And that's been kind of fun. So I think I'm going to continue that in 2024. And also I created a medical notebook in 2023. And again, I'll leave a link to that one if you're interested. But in that medical notebook, I set up my medical history, any lab results, doctor's appointments, all of that kind of stuff, medications that I take. Everything is in one place for myself, for my husband, for my daughter, so that if there is an emergency or something comes up, we have all of that information in one place, and I don't have to worry about having access to it when I'm out and about and I might need that information. Okay? All right, so I'm going to put that one on there as well. Now, again, as I am going through OneNote and looking at the various sections that I have and the pages that I've created, that's where all of this stuff comes from. That's where the information that I use to populate these lists come from. The medical notebook that I just created this year, I want to make sure that I carry that information forward into 2024. Okay? All right. So here's my question for you guys. What do you use? How do you decide what to carry into your new planner from the years past? I also need to carry forward a list. I guess it would be a new page. What I do is I go through and I migrate the things that are not finished. Let me just go up here and add it up here. Migrated tasks. From 2023. Now those would be things where I would do a summary. I would do a find tag summary, and I would create a page and then pull that page forward. That page would be all incompleted tasks. That will be one of the videos that I have coming up. I've been spending this time thinking about all of these things because I have a number of videos planned between now and the end of the year where I will be going through and doing these processes. And a lot of you have asked, Crystal, could you please do a lot more of the individual processes of how you do these things? So I will be doing that. I'm going to probably put up some videos a couple more times a week, not just on Fridays, for the next couple weeks, because I want to show short little things like how I create that migrated tasks list, how I create my Calendarpedia long-term year planner, how I just go through and set up the sections, okay? People are interested in seeing that, so I would like to be able to help them out the best that I can, okay? So with all of that said, that's my segue to say to you, if you would like to see how I am going to be setting all of this stuff up over the next couple of weeks, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button. If you've learned anything here today that you found interesting, please give me a like or a thumbs up below. You can leave me a comment or ask me a question below as well. I try to answer all my comments in a timely fashion. But moving on, the first thing that I need to decide is, what do I want my notebook to look like next year? I have done colorful notebooks. I have done grayscale notebooks. I have done all kinds of things. This year, I did just a plain black notebook. And as I looked back through all of my various months, so here's a page from August, here's a page from March, here's a page from February, here's a page from July. I think that the black simple notebook really works with just about any color scheme that I would like to do. I think the black works with just about any theme that I want to do, so I'm a little perplexed about what I want to do for 2024. This right here is the notebook background that I used in 2024, okay? I was thinking about if I'm going to keep those tabs that I started adding in December, maybe I should make the background of my notebook a little bit wider to incorporate those tabs so they look like they are within the area of the notebook. So this is what the background of the notebook looks like with the little bit wider sides. Then I thought, well, let me look at some other neutral colors. So I went with this gray color, which I think is kind of pretty. And it would go with everything probably that I would want to use throughout the year. Then I went to one of my favorite colors, which is burgundy, and that doesn't look bad either, but I know that it's not going to go with everything throughout the year. Down here at the bottom, you see a green one and you see a very colorful blue one, okay? Now, have I picked one yet? No, I haven't. And in fact, I might not even keep these rings in the middle. I might make it more of a horizontal planner and put the rings over here at the side. Or I might just put stitching down the middle. I haven't decided yet because actually those rings do take up some space in the middle. I don't know. Let me know what you think. Leave me a comment below and tell me what color you like for the notebook that I might use in 2024. Now, certainly I could change the notebook color every month. That's one of the beauties of OneNote. I'm not sure I want to do that. My heart is leaning towards keeping it that simple little black notebook. I kind of like that. But I'm not sure. I haven't come up with a 100% decision yet. So leave me a comment and let me know what you think. If it's not one of these colors on the screen, that's okay too. Now, after I got finished playing with all of these particular notebooks, you can see that I have more listed down here. I went through and started adding other lists to have in 2024. I do want to do some traveling, so I might need to have a packing list. I might need to put my regular grocery list and my meal plan in here. And thinking about meal planning monthly, because some months I did that, and it was kind of nice to have that, decision fatigue taken away from you. You have a list of meals for the month that your family likes to eat, and then it's much easier just to plug them in on the weeks as they come up. Maybe a trip planner, maybe an outfit planner for travel, maybe a detailed cleaning schedule for daily, weekly, monthly, seasonal notes, etc. Maybe a movie or a media log for TV series that I might watch. Example, maybe a lifestyle kind of thing. I don't know. I don't watch a lot of television, but when I do, I like to keep track of the episodes that I have seen because sometimes there's big gaps in between. I am not a binge watcher, so it may be 2 weeks or more before I go back, and sometimes I forget. Did I watch episode 7? I'm not sure. Anyway. A brain dump monthly inbox, that's definitely in every single month that I keep. Recipes monthly, and then I move them to my recipe notebook if it is a keeper, if I've liked the recipe that I use. I want a place for contacts and emergency information that might go in my year-long section. I haven't decided yet. A reading log. Again, a tracker for what I'm reading in my reading journal. My Moxie Life Compass assessment and my goals for 2024, individual goals for each life area, and then broken down into weekly action items. I have had a number of people ask me, well, Crystal, I know you have these monthly goals, but how do you break them down and put them into your week so that you know what you're doing, okay? So I have plans to do a video to show you the detail process that I go through in setting that up, okay? And then my 2024 daily routines, morning, afternoon, and evening routines. They change with me seasonally, and I like to go through and readjust at the beginning of like every quarter to figure out what those routines look like. I think a page of those would be nice to have. And then quarterly planner for Calendarpedia, and maybe for that dreaded basement project, maybe a Pomodoro tracker. so I could track my little time units. I'm not sure if that would be motivating for me or not, but it might be, especially if I can build in some rewards, that if I'm able to do some work in the basement, 3 times a week or 4 times a week, then I have something to reward myself with. So I am trying, although I'm not getting very far. So I have to do something, okay? And then I was just sketching out over here a little bit more about the goals, a link to the goal I want to put in there, and then just a way to lay out what a goal might look like, and then an action plan, and add the small steps here broken down. That makes it much easier to, to copy and paste that onto your weeklies. Anyway, more about that in the future. This is just really brainstorming and planning and mapping out what I want my 2024 planner to look like in OneNote. And really, it is my life planner. It's not just a daily planner. I keep all important things about my life in this particular notebook, my life management system, whatever you want to call it. That's what OneNote is for me. And you can see here by this little diagram that I have at least 8 important sections here and things that I need to keep track of in each one of those. Having this really helps me move forward. I can then go and say, okay, first thing I want to do is set up my year long. What do I want to put in my year long? And I have all of those things listed out here, and I can move them forward or recreate them as I need to, okay? So, like I said in the beginning, I am going to be going through over the next couple of weeks, setting this all of this up. I will record it for you and put it up on my page so that you can follow along as you get ready to do these things as well. Also, I wanted to say, if there is something that you would like to see or a question that you have about setting up your planner or going through the process, please go ahead and leave me a comment below, or send me a message on Facebook or Instagram. I check those accounts frequently as well, and I'm happy to answer your question if possible. Okay. All right. Well, I don't want this video to go too long today. I just wanted to show you some of my brainstorming process for how I go about thinking about what's going to be incorporated into my next planner. Okay? All right. Well, as you're preparing for the end of the year and the beginning of the next year, I just want to say good luck, and here's hoping that you can live a more simplified and organized life through better planning. I use OneNote. Until next time, okay, bye.